Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm working in Hatch, creating a file for a jacket, and this is going to go on the right side of a jacket. So I'm going to share my screen, and this is a file I'm almost finished with it. I just have a few more changes to make to it. This is a picture of, well, this is a picture that the customer sent me, and she wanted this put on one of her jackets. So I just have a few more little touches to do to this. And so the way that I created this, I just added um, the satin stitches for the letters. And then this part down here is made up of back stitches. And then the darker part is made up of tatami stitches. And so what I was doing is comparing the satin stitches of a regular satin stitch to the digitized block satin stitches. And so I think I like the digitized block satin stitches better. So what I'm going to do is just delete these other stitches. So these are the ones that I made with the digitized block, and these are the ones that I made with just the straight line using the satin stitch. So I'm just going to delete those out. And I can delete them from here or either over in my sequence panel. So I'm going to go over here to my sequence panel and find them. So they're right here in the sequence panels. All these little straight lines, these are the little satin stitches that I created. And these are all moving together because I have them grouped together, so it doesn't matter which one I click on, they're all going to move together. So these are the other stitches that I created right here. So I can just hold my shift key and go down and select them all and then just hit delete. And so now they're all gone. So now I'm just left with the ones that I did with the digitizing blocks. Okay, and so another thing that I need to do is change these arrows, the little curves on the arrows, so that these will stitch first before the pointy part of the arrow. So now I'm going to go down and find these and just move them. And I can move them by clicking on these little triangles down here at the bottom. So this one here that I have selected now is going to go with this arrow. So I want this to stitch before this part of the arrow stitches. So what I'm going to do is just hit the little triangle at the bottom, and that will move it up. It moved it up one space. So this one is for this side over here. of the arrow. So again, I'm going to go down here and hit this little triangle button, and that's going to move it up. And then I'm going to keep hitting it until I get it in the spot that I want it in. So now it is before the other part, the little pointy part of the arrow. So that means this is going to stitch out first, and then this will stitch out next. And then it's going to come over here and stitch out the other one. So everything, I'm going to turn it one color. Okay, so this right here, I need to move this as well. This is part of the needle that I missed when I was digitizing it. So I just went back in and added the straight line. So now I want this straight line to be a part of, to stitch out the same time this needle does. So now I'm going to go back down here to the arrow again, well, the little triangle, and I'm going to keep clicking until it gets up to the part where the needle is. And this is how you can move certain parts of your digitizing to another area. Okay, so, and then the arrow that's pointing down, it moves it down one box at a time. So I want it to come right in here. So now all this is going to stitch together. So it's going to stitch out this first, and then it's going to stitch out the little measuring lines, and then it's going to do the outline, and then it's going to put this other part onto it. And then I also want to change the order of the wording, because the way it is now, loves is going to stitch out first. So I want to put this girl above loves. So this is the first part of the T. So I'm just going to go down. I'm going to hold my shift key, and I'm going to go down to the end. Let's see, I need to change these. These are the little dots for the eyes right here. So this one is over girl. So this is the eye of girl. So I'm going to move that up. So after the eye stitch, then it's going to have the little dot on top of it. And then this eye right here is for this. So I need to move that up. I think, yes, I passed it. Okay, so I want to move it here. So it'll stitch out the little dot over the I, then it's going to come back and put the line on the H. So now what I'm going to do is go back again and select it, hold my shift key, and then I'm going to go down to here. So all of this is this girl, and I want to put that above loves. So I'm just going to go down here and click the up arrow, and it moves it up one space at a time. Okay, so now it is above loves. So now the way I have it, the needle is going to stitch out first, and then this girl loves. but I wanted to stitch. Start with this girl, and then I'm gonna put the needle in the middle. So I will just go up here and select all of this. Excuse me, and then I'm going to go down, press down until after loves. Okay, so now it's going to stitch this girl loves, and then it will do the needle, and then it's going to go down to filtering blood, and then it'll go back and do all these other little pieces. And so on this, I also need to add an initial. She wants her initials on it, so I'm going to add that as well. But now I'm going to go and turn all of this one color so that it will be like the picture. So what I'm going to do now is go up here and select the first object, hold my shift key, go all the way down to the bottom, I'm trying to think, do I want it like this? I think I want to put these before the arrows. So let me click off of that. Since I've already got these joined together, I want to put these right above the arrows. Okay, so now these will stitch before the arrows. So the arrows is going to be the last thing on here until I put those initials. So now I'm going to hold my shift key, then go here, and then hit group. So that groups everything together. So I can move this around and everything is going to move with it. No matter where I move it, everything's going to move with it. So I'm going to make this all one color. So I'm going to go over here and hit black. So now that just changed everything to one color. And the size of this is 3.374 in width and 4.065 in height. So I'm going to make this a little smaller. I'm going to unlock it because I don't want the width to change. So I'm going to make this a little smaller. I'm going to do 3.50. Okay, now I'm going to lock it back. And the reason why I did that is because once I put the initials down there, it's going to be over 4 inches. And since I'm using my 5x5, I'm going to use my 5x5 hoop. I don't want it to go out. I don't want it to be too big to fit into the frame. So now I'm going to go and add the initials by going over here to lettering and monogram. So once I hit that lettering, then this box populated so that I could put the letters in that I want. So the initials are J, put a dot, M, no, it's JBM, I'm sorry. It's J dot B dot M. So it's right here. So I'm moving that down, and then I can just go in here and select the lettering that I want. I mean this style that I want that letter to be in. And I also want this to be about a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go in here and change that to 0.50. So that changed that to a 1/2 inch. So now I'm going to select the letter style that I want. So it's on block right now. It defaults to block. And then I can just go in here and look to see what might look good. All I have to do is once I click inside this box, I can just use my mouse wheel to select the other styles of font. Then you can see how it's changing. So I think I probably just let it stay in the block style. I think I'll do this one, the block auto. And so it's still at 1/2 inch in size. So now I'm going to move this up some. And then I'm going to stretch it out a little. Okay. So now that I'm finished with this, so now I can just get rid of this PNG here. So I'm just going to delete that. So now I'm going to select all of this. So the size is 4.18 after I added those initials. But then now I need to change the color back because now it's showing, it's going to be showing as two different colors. So that's going to tell, it's going to tell the machine that I have two different color changes, but I want all of it to be one color. And I'm going to go ahead and center this first. Okay, I got everything selected. So I'm going to center this first. And I always center it by making sure those points are on the zero. And then I'm going to go over and, okay, let me select this again. I need to move it over. Okay, so this is how I center it. Make sure those lines are directly on the zero, going up and down and across. So now these are both blacks, but they're two different colors of black. So if I was to let this stay the way it is, then it's going to say that I have two color changes. And you can go over here and look at it. It says two colors. So it's showing me the two colors down here. One of them is number 11 and the other one is 16. So I have two colors and two stops. But once I go in and change this to the same color as the other one, it'll change to one color. So I want both of them to be the number 11. So see how that just changed to one color? And I only have one stop, and that'll be whenever it's finished. And the amount of stitches that's in this file is 8,520. So now that I've made all these changes, now I'm ready to save it. But I want to go ahead and group the initials to this file as well. So I'm going to hold my shift key, select the initials, and then hit group again. So now everything is grouped together as one. So when I go over here to my sequence panel and look at the colors, it's just one file. And what I normally do, whenever I'm stitching something out, I always print it off, and that way it'll also print the color chart down here, and it prints it in order the order that it's going to stitch. So say for instance, if each one of these were a different color, then it will list here in the color sequence that it's going to stitch it out. And since my files are DST and DST does not recognize color, that's another reason why I always print it out, or either I have my laptop available with Hatch open, and then all I would have to do is go over here to the colors, and it would list the colors here in the order that it's going to stitch. So then in order for me to save this, since I've gotten everything selected, I'll just go up here to File, and I always do a Save as Design, because you want to always save your EMB file. In case you need to make any changes, you will save an EMB file. And I always save my stuff on my USB, and I also try to save it on my external hard drive. And so since I've already see, I don't have my my USB, so I'm gonna save it on my external hard drive. So what I'm going to do is go up here to File, and then I'm going to click on Save As, Save Design As. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my external hard drive, and I have a file out here named embroidery. So right here says embroidery files. So I'm going to save it in here, and then I'm gonna give it a name, but I gave it a name when I was testing a stitch earlier. And so the name of it is This Girl Loves Filtering Blood. And see down here, it shows up as an EMB file. So all of your saved designs as will save as an EMB file. And these are the files that you can go back in and make changes to. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to go back and save it as a stitch file as well. So the stitch file is going to be the export design. So whenever I click on export design, I'm going to go back and find my external hard drive again. And then go to that embroidery file. And then it's already set. I already have my files set for the DST. But for whatever settings your machine takes, that's what you would set. That's what you would save this as. But mine is a DST. So you would just go in here and select the type of file that your machine is set up for, and then you would just save it. So I have both DST and PES files because I have the Brother NQ1700 and the PE800, and those both take PES files. And so I found out that my DST files also work on the Brother machine, but the PES files will not work on my multi-needle machine. I found that out by accident. And then also these can be exported as PNGs as well. Like if you wanted to do a mock-up to someone, you can save these as PNGs. And what you would do, you would just go up here to File and Capture Design Image is the one that you will select. And that will export it as a PNG file. And then also to print the design, you would just hit Print Design right here, and it will print it out with your color chart. Okay, so that's all I have. So if you enjoyed this content, please give me a thumbs up. And you can also please subscribe to my channel, and you'll be able to see content as it becomes available. And if you have any questions, please free to put them in the comment section, and I will answer those questions for you. Thanks for watching.